Okay, we are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-host, Andrea Kay and Al Arias. And we have our first guest of the day. We have Claire O'Leary and Edwin Garrette from StarPal. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Great. So why don't we start out, StarPal. You can take that name a whole bunch of different ways, so why don't you tell us what you do and tell us how the name came about.
Sure. So StarPal stands for Sports Training, Academics, Recreation, Police Athletic League, and essentially we're a nonprofit organization that focuses...
Thank goodness for acronyms. I'm going to tell you that right now.
StarPal, much faster. But we provide programs for inner city and at-risk youth that are all run by law enforcement officers.
And we brought our wonderful law enforcement officer with us today. So, and I understand that before we get too much into StarPal, Edwin himself is a good story.
He is a good story. We're fortunate to have the support of County Probation and San Diego Police Department with some amazing officers who are really passionate about the work they're doing for the kids in the community.
That's great.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you, Edwin.
So born and raised here, San Diego, California. Grew up in a single-parent home, inner city San Diego. Had an opportunity to, through making good choices and good decisions, had an opportunity to play college football for the University of Utah. Graduated from there. College teammates with Mike McCoy. Go Chargers.
Yay, go Chargers.
Yeah, go Utes. And then, came back home and wanted to make a difference. First job I got was a San Diego County Probation Department. Was a probation officer for 2 years. Left the probation department, came over to San Diego PD. Been on PD for 15 years now, and been assigned to StarPal for the last 6 years. So my time on the PD, my most rewarding assignment has been StarPal. I actually left our SWAT team. I was on SWAT for 5 years.
Wow.
Wow.
To come over to StarPal. I mean, because kids are important to me, our communities are important to me, and I felt like I could be a big help in that area.
And it's a lot safer to be on StarPal, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's not. I don't think necessarily about the safety aspect of it. I just think that we do great work, and we have a great influence on inner city communities and the kids that we serve. So, it's why not take that chance and do that type of work.
Yeah. How do y'all serve the inner city kids? What do you do?
So we do free programming. All our programming out of StarPal, with us being a nonprofit, everything that we do is free. We target certain areas that where the kids are a little bit less fortunate, and we'll go in and we have educational programs, we have leadership programs. I run a program called Interaction, which is a partnership with La Jolla Playhouse, with a teaching artist. We teach kids how to express themselves through writing monologues. And then I also head up San Diego Chargers Play 60 camps. So we ran about 40 of those this past year. Each camp has about 100 to 200 kids in it, and that's just healthy, being outside, physical fitness, whatnot. And then we do the exact same thing for the San Diego Padres. We're out in the community running their baseball camp. So all these camps are free. And when I was young, never had an opportunity to play organized sports until I was in high school. And so we take these camps into areas where kids may not be able to play organized sports, but at least they have an opportunity to participate.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a super programs in terms of fun for the kids, but it also has to have other benefits for them. How does it help them personally, beyond just the fun aspect of it?
Oh, without a doubt. Well, I think, the way I grew up, my mom worked 2 jobs, and, I was essentially a latchkey kid where I had to, get out of school and go home and let myself in. And then during the summers, I grew up in the Girls and Boys Club in Candle. So for me, I understood, as an adult, I understand how important it is, A, decision making, but B, having people around you and surrounding yourself with people who are going to be positive and kind of lead you in a certain direction. So, to have the opportunity to go into these communities, go into these schools and talk to kids and break down some of those stereotypes that they may have about law enforcement. Most of the areas we're in, depending on, where we're at, they may look at us in a negative fashion just based on our enforcement. And so, to go in these classrooms and try to break down some of those stereotypes is huge. And my challenge is everyone has a favorite teacher in high school, and since we're in a lot of schools, why can't your favorite teacher be a police officer that comes and does presentations?
Right, I love that.
Interesting. Interesting. So you put on a lot of programs. Why don't we get right to your premier program? Claire, tell us a little bit about some of the things you do to raise money and make more awareness in the public.
Sure. We're fortunate to have the support of the probation department and San Diego Police, but it's also a lot of local businesses and different community organizations that help us be able to do the programs that we do. And we have a major fundraiser every year, which is our Celebrity Waiter Luncheon. It's a super fun, zany event with an amazing atmosphere that's all about celebrity waiters, local athletes, media personalities, law enforcement, officials coming out and serving guests.
Okay, tell us a little bit about who you've had as the celebrity waiters and celebrities before.
It's a pretty unique group. We have, Charger and Padres players, but we also have, Bill Walton, the chief of police, the chief of probation. We mentioned Jack Berkman earlier.
Yeah.
A lot of
okay,
local
let's
media
not
people.
scare everybody away. Come on. Okay.
No, but just a lot of passionate, people who have some, presence in the community, and they're all about local dignitaries. We've had the mayor out, just
Great.
a bunch of people who are there willing to support the kids.
And it's all one big, giant, fun event.
Now, how does it work, though, in terms of raising money?
Sure. So we obviously have, great partners, event sponsors like Corrections Corporation of America, Jack in the Box, U.S. Bank. They've all been huge in providing that underwriting, which helps us obviously put the event on. But people can also buy tables at the event. We have, about 500 guests, so it's a really full, fun atmosphere. You can buy tickets, and all that's available on our website, which is www.starpal.org.
Great.
Any past interesting, funny stories about anything that's happened at any of these events? I mean, we're rated G, by the way, on the show.
Sure. We keep it PG.
Okay. Okay.
Star Pal. It's about the kids, right?
Right.
No, you never know what is going to happen. We have, sometimes you get serenaded by the chief of police and Brad Perry from KUSI, or, Manti Te'o steals your fork, and you need to give him some money to get it back so you can eat your lunch. We have.
He does donate that back to the cause, right?
I think
Okay.
so. You can keep the silverware. But I think what's so fun about it is just, local celebrities are all about helping the kids. So people come up with great items. We had Coach Fisher out, and he put his NCAA tournament watch up for auction as a item for people to bid on and raise some money for our kids. So it's a really fun-filled event. The environment is really something I can't even describe.
Well, we're going to have to get the celebrity here, Miss Andrea Kay, up there to be one of the table waiters for you.
No, quite the other way around. I want to be at the table and have, the Chargers come and have to, fight for money and maybe even serenade me. Who would I want?
That's funny. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450, a Bloomberg radio station streaming live on the web at financialnewsandtalk.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-host, Andrea Kay, and Al Arias, and our guests are Claire O'Leary and Edwin Garrette from StarPal. So we didn't talk. When is this event coming up?
It's on Friday, May 1st.
Friday, May 1st.
A couple months.
When do the tickets start going on sale?
You can start buying tickets now. Yeah, we're selling tables, working on event sponsorship.
So we have to keep pointing people to starpal.org.
Yes.
Correct?
Yep.
Great.
Now, Officer Garrette, are you going to be there waiting on the tables?
I'll be there. I'm actually I'm part of the organization outside with the silent auction.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I run a silent auction.
On top of everything else that you do?
Yeah. You have to be quite well rounded at Star Pal. It's the nonprofit side of it. The officers jump in and we help where we need to help. And so so the last few years I've been running a silent auction.
What are some of the items that people put out for auction?
We get items donated from Charger jerseys, Padres send us stuff. Our civilian staff, they'll go out and they'll solicit items, and we usually have about 100 items, which before I came over to Star Pal, I went from SWAT to managing a spreadsheet of silent auction items. But it's a great event. We usually have a really good auction items, and people come and they really enjoy it.
All right.
Well, so you will let us know if you need any other items for the silent auction, because we can certainly reach out and get a bunch of stuff for you.
For sure. I'm sure Claire's going to be following up with you immediately.
No personal needs, okay? Just stuff for the auction.
No, that's what I'm about.
I'm just kidding.
How many officers? Are you the only officer that's working as part of the program?
No, so San Diego PD graciously allows myself and 3 other officers. So there's 4 police officers there. We're in-kind donations, so we're paid by the city of San Diego, but we're basically leased to Star Pal to do programming. And then we also have one probation officer. So Star Pal is broken up down the middle with city of San Diego and county of San Diego, so we do programming in both the city and the county.
Well, I love some of the program you're doing. I don't know if you just manage it or you're actually the creative mind behind it, but to me, introducing the arts with younger children, I love what you're doing at La Jolla Playhouse. I like to think of myself as an actor occasionally, and that's so interesting that you're doing that. Are you also an actor? How'd you get involved in that particular one?
Not an actor. When I came on board, it was a program that was kind of already around. I had to sit down with Steve McCormick from the Playhouse, and he kind of interviewed me and gave me the A-OK, and then I'm partnered with a
Did you have to audition? Do a monologue?
Not really an audition, but
Friends, Romans, countrymen.
Yeah, but an interview process, and my teaching partner is a teaching artist from the Playhouse. His name is James Pilar. So we're together, and it's a very unique environment, and it's a 12 to 14 week program, and when you get towards the end, those kids are really writing about personal things that they probably don't share with other people, and that's
amazing.
That's what it's about. I mean, that's a great way of kind of expressing yourselves as opposed to, maybe sports.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, you guys have done an amazing job getting this out, getting the word out. Claire, tell us a little bit about some of the people that are involved on your board. You have a who's who in San Diego of board members.
We're pretty fortunate to have the support of a lot of different organizations. We have, the Padres and the Chargers are involved heavily with our programming, but we also have several local county chiefs, the chief of police. We work with Jack in the Box, U.S. Bank, Corrections Corporation of America. It's a mix. It's a really wonderful collaboration I think we have at Star Pal, because it's the law enforcement, public safety, but it's also businesses and just a lot of people. It's all about community, bringing that together. And we have, on our trustees are, Bill Walton and some of the other, Ron Roberts and
right.
the county. And I think that's one of my favorite things about working at Star Pal is that it's a place where everyone who's really passionate about making a difference can come together and kind of help our kids to make a better San Diego.
And do you have an opportunity down the road to reconnect with some of the kids that you've helped?
I think it's a really great thing. We have our facility actually in City Heights in San Diego, and what we see are a lot of kids popping over to the facility to ask questions from our officers, even though they're not necessarily in our programs anymore, but maybe they're having a problem at home or there's going to be a fight in the park, and we're seeing that the youth are reaching out to law enforcement for help, and I think it's because of this role as a mentor that they're developing with these kids. They're there not just as, a teacher like a lot of mentoring programs provide, but also as that support system and a resource for people who are, maybe you don't know where to turn, but to be able to turn to law enforcement and get that help in situations where kids who face with poverty, neglect, violence, abuse, it's tough, and now they have police to help them out.
Yeah.
Wonderful, amazing program. Love it.
Having grown up on the inner city of Philadelphia, I can certainly appreciate all the stuff that you do. So
Absolutely.
We are running short on time. I appreciate you being with us. I will encourage everybody to go to www.starpal.org, get more information, and more important than that, get involved.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego business and the people that are working hard to make a difference in our community. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD or just find us on Facebook and let us know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.